Okay, welcome to the Player Supreme Show. It's Sunday. I'm going to go through some of the comments. Brofist, aka Anti-Feminism. Do you think I care if you fucked white trash females that no white dudes will settle for? He thinks a lot of white guys, when they hear of black guys fucking white chicks, they call them trash. Although the women that I went for had their degrees and all that stuff. So that's how they feel good. It makes them feel good. As long as they feel good, then everything's good. Don't forget the Republicans give black people rights and white people ended slavery. Arabs and blacks enslaved other blacks and blacks sold slaves to the white men. Don't forget that Obama invaded Syria. Mr. Democrat and Trump will win 2016. I used to be a Democrat, and my ex was half Hispanic and also a feminist. Time to vote for Trump this year. He will make America great again. You saw that what Islam did to Orlando. You think that I look down on women? You broke women's hearts many times. You didn't say anything about the anti-white cop killer, which is typical Black Lives Matter mentality. People die every day in Iraq, and you guys don't say shit. Time to white Europeans like me to stand up for our rights. Debate me, coward. Which I'm not going to bother. Brian Dees, I am valuable. Listening to the video I put up. Now, I found that video on my private YouTube channel. The guy speaks very well. Very good message. I encourage you guys to watch it. Don't chase behind don't chase behind something or other. Let's see. Mansu Edwards, great video. Thanks for the upload, Supreme. He also has more to say, but I'm valuable again. Does he have a channel? I have no idea what his name is. I don't know where he's from. One of the guys on my private Facebook posted it. Okay? I don't know anything about the fella, except that I believe he's a pastor. So if a pastor, I don't think a pastor is going to have a channel. He was counseling one of the people in his congregation. So if you like black pastors, you might go to a black church every now and then. Check it out. Levi Dav Odong, I am valuable. Good. I didn't see the whole thing, so I guess he wants you guys to repeat that you're valuable, or write it down or something. Chief Little Horse. Speaking of intelligence, I've been learning about. Where's my glasses? Okay, let me get close to the camera. Trivium and quad. I can't see the words. Fuck. They're blurry. Is there quadrivium? Do you have any thoughts on these subjects? I'm talking about the classical liberal arts of grammar, logic, rhetoric, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. I have thoughts on them. I know that most what you're talking about, I know where it originated. I've read about the dumbing down of America, and I'm pissed off about the education kids. You won't find a good education in the old books either. They're worse than the new books. At least in the new books, they have some new findings in there. It's the people that are writing the books, these new educational tools. Now, I've been watching the television series Defiance. If you saw number 3, I'm watching season 3 now. They have a subliminal, not very subliminal, message against blacks and Muslims in number 3. Who do they make this creature called the actually Olmecs. They're called Olmecs, of all things. And of course, we know that the Olmecs, or the Zai civilization, was in Central America. But look at what they look like. They look like Arabs. They dress them up like Arabs. They're these, I guess they're like vampires, and they're purple. Now on the show, they have different types of aliens living on the planet. They have these albinos, white hair, super white skin. They call the white folks pink skins in there. If you haven't seen the series. But they're called the Castians, and they have these ones with these kind of foreheads. They're supposed to be a fighter set called the Erastians and shit like that. So they brought in the boogeyman for these people, which is a purple black guy. And they talk about how when he comes amongst you, he will hypnotize the women. That's the old black myth shit they're putting out there. But he's supposed to be like a vampire. He was a predator of all the different races where they're from. Be aware of the stuff they put in your TV shows. Okay, that's a blatant message right there. When they wanted you to hate brown people, they started that campaign in our TV shows. A long time ago, I was watching one of the shows, and this is before even it was after 9/11. It was in the earlier 2000s. I was watching a TV show, and they started putting the subliminal messages in there. The bad guy was a brown guy. They did tricks with the camera back then. I think somebody actually has a video on that. Someone on YouTube, I recall seeing something some time ago. But Hollywood is no joke. They do control the public's mind out there. They got you. If you saw season number 3 and you didn't pick up on that, that means they got you. Okay? They did that to us when we were kids. Hate Russians and communists. Handsome Prince Hollywood. He also liked that video I put up. Good. Bangura, 100% real. Another I Am Valuable. Michael Nolan. I'm an Newt. I can't see the words. It's blurry. Let me try to just increase the size of the page. It's still blurry. I think I want to say intuitive thinker. So it takes me a bit longer to cop on to things. I can see hidden patterns in things, though. I prefer to. He wrote prefer. When I read Michael's stuff, I gotta translate it into normal English. I wonder if anybody ever have any contact with people in Ireland? Is their grammar this bad? They call the Irish the N-words of the white folks. And black folks, if they're not well educated enough, they will write like this as well. I prefer to shatter things apart like a topic or a glue and pick it apart with my intuition, sort of like a detective. I can read patterns in it, sort of like facial expressions. I read them with the logic where you just get a feel of it by the way they sound and act, instead of going into detail of shattering it down piece by piece like a detective type. Just use feeling there and then. And he has other comments you can read. I'm not gonna, it's hard to read, so I'm not gonna read the next one. Don Alfonso. This is what Supreme meant by build it and it will come, to the video I put up, Don't Chase. Got a lot of comments on that video. And he also says, I am valuable. Tracy enjoyed it. Oscar XP25 enjoyed it. Geo enjoyed it. Prince Porsum. KR, looks like a lot of people enjoy the content. Amun-Ra. Unfortunately, Amun-Ra, as you know, he likes to show off his knowledge. Young guy that got into the Black conscious movement, learned a lot, and likes to show it off. That's Amun-Ra. That's a sign of low self-esteem. When you do that, that's the way I take it. Like, you already know that I knew that a black man actually discovered the North Pole. So why type it? It wasn't Commander Perry. He had a black man with him. We know that. But to think that the first Native Americans that the Europeans met were black people because of some statues. You say they're expensive statuaries. You do know that some blacks did run to the tribe. Remember, Europeans been here since the 1400s, 1500s. Okay? Now think about that. When did slavery start? Not long after. So 7 years you were freed in the beginning. Do you not think that some people did not leave the colony? Look at the history of the Melungeons. They were the mulattoes, the offspring of black men and white women. The DNA came back on those people. They look like white folks today. Do you not think that other black people did not go join tribes? You say you have some statuaries. Who made them? Who are they? The stupidity in the black community, that's why we can't get anywhere. We have to learn to see through the bullshit that's put out there. Okay? You know about John Horse. There were blacks that went and lived with the Seminoles. Could they not have made statuaries of the people who were the new members of tribes? Could not someone black not have done that? As to where these so-called fake artifacts that you have, because you don't have the originals. If you do a video on them. Okay? So you have some copies of copies. Hey, do a video. But I guarantee you that the DNA was already tested. I'm sorry to say that. Again, go watch the documentary In Search of Scientific Adam. Now, please don't come back and say, well, it's a white man that did it. I don't trust them. Don't do that. There are also black geneticists. Sheikh Anta Diop. He went and learned that science because he wanted to do DNA tests on the Egyptian mummies, which they wouldn't let him do. He actually went and learned the science of it and got his degree in it. There are blacks that do it too. They're into the science. I'm into the science. I'm not into religion. You know, especially the religions coming out of America. Some black nut gets an idea of some crazy shit, and then other idiots follow him. I asked you if you are actually Goonie. That's how it started to look. If you actually support that idiot, I thought better of you. None of the black scholars have ever said something like that. What they teach is that we had contact with America. Okay? We got to go by what's scientifically known and scientific facts. We can't go by fantasy shit of some carvings that nobody knows who made. And there were blacks had joined tribes. Yeah. Now, we do know that Native Americans were very dark. You made a comment about when a black man, the fellow that discovered the North Pole, I think you were talking about, came across the Eskimos. They thought he was an Eskimo. That's because, as I explained to you, it's just common sense. They had never seen a black man before. What do you think they're going to think? You should actually study what happened during World War II when the American planes start flying over these primitive islands where they'd never seen a plane. You should actually, I went there and looked at it, the videos. They started making these grass or these stick planes. We have to learn to use this here, Amon-Ra, if we're going to survive as a race. It's good to learn our history. We definitely need that. It's good to learn the truth. But we got to learn to be able to separate the bullshit from the truth. Okay? The Native Americans are not black. Nor are they, as the Mormons believe, a lost tribe. In fact, after that came out, a lot of people, after the real truth came out, that they were basically the Eskimos. The Eskimos are the Mongols that lived on the steppes of Russia before whites moved in. They later on became the tribe called the Mongols, I should say. They were Asiatics. They were evolving. So I bet you don't even know why their skin didn't change. That's why I study science. I'm gonna give you the answer to that. You could go do your own research. Their skin is dark because they ate whale blubber. Something in the blubber allowed them to keep the melanin alive in their bodies. Remember, we are the people that left Africa that spread into Asia and that eventually evolved in Asia. So, of course, they had dark skin. Now, you think about that. They were black when they left Africa. They traveled across the entire continent of Asia. And then we do know that when we left Africa, our hair began to change, right? We do know that the Polynesians, for example, because of the climate there, the hair softened and grew longer. Still wavy and curly for many. I can't believe I have to explain this to you, because you're supposed to be one of the intelligent ones out there. So as we got in Asia, look at the change that occurred there. The high winds, we grew this flap. It's all called the second eyelid. But the Asiatic look, as we know, it came from Africa. We adapted, but we didn't lose our skin color fully yet. In fact, that didn't occur in the Asian race till much later. See, I'm going back 70,000 years ago. Then second migration, 50,000 years ago. So those people had dark skin when they crossed the land bridge. That's why the Eskimos still have dark skin. And they didn't lose it. As science has figured out. So when they spread down into the Americas, they kept the dark skin, and America being the country, that it is, it's more conducive to have the darker skin to survive, especially in the deserts. Now, you have never talked to a Native American in your life. I have. My little brother was born on a res. Cottonwood, Idaho. I've said that several times. On my last journey through Utah, I sat and talked with the chief of a tribe out there. That's how I knew that the word Senta in their language. He said it came from the people who lived on the west of Spain, which is the Portuguese. I told you about how Jovina came back and came into the conversation. She had went off shopping. I'm sitting there talking to a Native American elder. He was giving me his tribe's history. So this Goonie guy, what he's saying is sad. I see no African characteristics. And I've been around Native Americans. Not to mention, they have American names now. Willie Williams, a friend of mine when I was in 9th grade, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Native American. They have no African features. The ones who have African features are the ones that join the tribe or were biracial. Okay? It's okay. It's cool that they made some statues, or they did some paintings, or they did some photographs when photographs came out in the 1800s. Photography, in other words. And the original photographs, those people were really dark. That's because they still had their melanin. Their pineal glands still worked. They did not mate with the Neanderthals as the European race did. Okay? But even the European race, when they first came in the caves, as science has shown us now, that they were still dark-skinned. This channel is really not for this. I like to keep it on the game, mostly, and sprinkle some history in every now and then. I don't have these long discussions. That's for another channel. Okay? Funny you bring up Eskimos because Matthew, that's his name, Henson's book, who was a black American who discovered the North Pole. Yeah, he's the one. Matthew Henson. Thank you. The original American Indians look like us. That's a fact. There are statues, and there were no photos back in the days before the mixture started occurring. Okay? I could show you 100 paintings of Native Americans and actual photos. Look nothing like us. I have them, and they say Blackamoor Indian statue. Mixtures. And they also made, when they first came here, they thought, because they were so dark. Because remember, Columbus thought he was discovering India. Right? What's in the bottom of India? The Dravidians. What color are they? Black. I thought better of you. Jason Singh. Supreme Goonie is not a black guy. His profile is of a battle rapper named Shotgun Soog or whatever. And I did not know that. So he could actually be an agent. And unfortunately, there's some bullshit going around saying the original Native Americans were black. And that's embarrassing to the intelligent black community. Just because we learn a lot of different history stuff doesn't make us intelligent. Okay? We gotta learn to separate that one. That's what I'm realizing, because someone, watches some videos on YouTube, doesn't make them smart. It just makes them someone that has an interest in something, and they learn stuff. Now, any idiot can put out a video. Somebody's out there putting out a video that the original Native Americans looked like us. Asians look like us also. Because remember, the Asiatic look came out of Africa. The Sans Bushmen, the flatness of the face, the eyes, they have that. Am I saying Asians are black? But everybody on the planet is originally black. Who cares? It's sad to see brothers go that path for me. Because I try to teach intelligence. And if we're ever going to get acceptance and be able to separate ourselves successfully, we've got to stick to intelligence. Let's see. Marion Dowdy. What's up, player? What's up, Marion? Casey Hall. Okay, I'm feeling it, man. Casey, what's up, P? What's up? Brofist. He didn't debate me. What a bitch. There's nothing to debate with you. I've already destroyed everything point that you ever made on this channel already. Sorry. I don't debate. Okay? I teach. Now, you can go to one of those places and, get in arguments and debate. Why would I want to waste my time debating you, Profist? You showed your true colors. Mike Fuego. He's going to actually, let me block him. He's going to degenerate into the nigger shit. Mike Fuego. Thanks for being a fan of Mike. Let me block this guy. Don't do marketing on my channel. Case Hall. Brofist, get out of your emotions. Yeah, he needs to get out of his emotions. All right. Don, why the fuck are we not talking about sex in the game? Thank you. Ask a question, Don. So let's change the topic. Samir Khan, I'm using your 7 steps. I can feel a great change in me and my communications with women and people. Good. You have something else you want to add to that there, Samir? If you want to pick up my 7 steps, go to my store. It's at the bottom of this video. While you guys are typing, let me finish what I started. More people like that video. That's good. Mario, Ratchet Kingdom. Frank Rubin says, Supreme, why do you keep talking to Brofist like he's a reasonable person? LOL, he's done. Stick a fork in him. Fried, lost, nothing here to learn. Yeah, Supreme, I believe you passed the energy to your sons, he also says. So he's been working with the game in him since the crib, basically, LOL. Think of what kind of advantage that gave him, how much time he had to develop. No amount of talk is going to have a chick buy a car in 1 week. I think it has to be at the energetic level. Amazing. Yeah. He now owns his own business. He has a 5-bedroom house he bought with a pool. He got rid of the R something or other sports car. The dealer sold him a lemon, had a bad transmission, $20,000 transmission. What was it? I forgot the name of the sports car. I don't follow cars anymore. But he's back to, he got something else. He likes to drive nice cars. I'm more like my father. My father just drove a plain old car. I have a plain old truck. Never put any rims on it. Hell, I barely even wash the damn thing. But I do keep the inside clean. Or try to. 2001. Says Raymond Felton? Who's Raymond Felton? Don't know who Raymond Felton is, 2001. Okay, Brofist. We have to block him from the channel. Obviously, when a guy starts to troll, there's something wrong with it. Oh, he is blocked. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the live dashboard. Marion Dowdy, what do you think about Donald Trump? You came all the way here to ask me. You could ask me anything. You ask me, how could I get better dates? How could I do better with my women? And you just want to know about Donald Trump? Why? I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like him. Okay? There.
No,
done.
Me don't like that guy.
Yeah, me don't like that guy. Player, as one of your assignments and your steps, is it okay to approach women who are just doing their usual thing, or shall I only approach them if they are choosing? Okay, if you're going to learn my 7 steps, you know that I'm all about choosing. I'm not about bugging a bitch when she's doing a normal thing. If she's giving you eye contact, then she wants you to approach. If she's not, leave her alone. Okay? Especially for if you're in America and you're not white. You're not a handsome white dude. If you're a handsome white dude, which you're not, you have a better chance. Outside that, us minorities, leave the bitch alone. Marion Dowd, I enjoy your show a lot. It being 4 years since I watched your show. It's been 4 years, huh? Why? And why did you ask me about Donald Trump? If it's been 4 years and you come back, that's what you want to know. Donald Trump is for white males. Okay? I get it also, as I keep trying to explain. If you're a white male, him getting in office doesn't affect you. Doesn't do anything for to break white supremacy. It doesn't do anything if Hillary gets in office either for blacks. But if Donald gets in office, it does more for racist. And that's the only reason why I'm against him. Okay? That's actually the only reason why I'm against him. He's an idiot as far as being an intelligent, I guess he's trying to be a Republican now. He's an idiot. But hey, like white males, at least his wife is hot. Walter Lacayo Martinez, how do you keep women on your team? By getting them addicted to the dick. That's the first way, the physical way. Then after you conquer her physically in bed, then you addict her mind. Okay? Those two will keep her on your team. Nothing less. A lot of guys try to half do it. They end up half baked, half done. Bam. She's there half the time. If you have fuck skills and you can put her ass to sleep after sex, good. It's too bad about Brofist. I was really, hoping there would be some help for him here. I just got tired of his comments. The comment of that women deserve to be raped by the way they dress. Can't do that European style mentality. Okay, any more questions before I bugger out? You gotta type fast enough there, fellas. I know there's a lag time when I talk, and when you guys actually hear what I say. I just did a video yesterday. I got 7 emails in my POF account that came in yesterday, all around the same time. How? Because I when I want to get emails, I control it. I just log in. I log in. All I can do is log in, go to the main page. I'll kill it most of the time. But sometimes I'll just look around a little bit. They'll show you the girls' photos, and look at the photos. You go up to the top, look at another photo. Then from her photo, look at the top, look at another photo. I'm not looking at anything. I just want my present to be registered. When it's registered, you go to the top. Now, how do I get girls to email me? You got to have a really good photo that will attract them. If your photo sucks, you do a dude thing, like I teach you, dudes are stupid as fuck. Dude, Prosef, dude, those kind of dudes, like Butthead and Beavis, then you're going to get Butthead and Beavis type results. You need to put a bomb-ass photo, a photo with a good smile, a good quality photo up there. You put that up there. Of course, you want to get your hair done right or have the right look about it. Because if you put up there and your hair is all funky and doesn't fit your face and you're showing bad teeth or some bifocals you're wearing, they're not going to look at you. So take the glasses off for the photos, because I'm sure a lot of you guys wear glasses. Go to a hairstylist, get your hair done the right way, and have somebody take a nice photo of you. Put on a nice shirt. It ain't got to be suit and tie. Just a nice shirt. Go out to an environment, take a nice photo. Maybe you're sitting in a restaurant talking to somebody or something like that. Don't put a girl in the picture though, because it gives the wrong image. But take a nice photo. Okay, that gets them to at least look at your profile. Then create a bomb profile. Now your profile, you guys mistake it for the word profile. It's actually a fucking ad. You need to treat it like an ad. That means you got to advertise yourself. How do you advertise yourself? You show the benefits of hanging out what you will achieve for her. Then at the end, you ask for the order. What knucklehead is going to go in there and try to sell someone and then get up and walk away, walk out? Don't ask for the order. That's basically what you're doing when you just throw a profile up instead of an ad. At the end of the ad, of course, you ask them to do something. So ask them to contact you. Yeah. Ask them to write you an email. Let's have a cup of coffee. Okay? It's that easy. If you use this, why is it that the guys that are failing so badly, Amon Ra, they don't use this? They're Amon Ra. How come the guys that don't actually use their brains suck in the game? All right, let's catch up to these comments. Casey Hall, Supreme, here's my problem. I'm not where I want to be in life. Should I get my feet wet in the game? You should always have your feet in the game. Because a man's not balanced unless he got pussy. You guys who don't have pussy, you feel out of balance. You feel awkward. The more you do that to yourself, the more awkward you become. You get all up in here. That's why you keep overthinking stuff when you go out somewhere. I bet you I know what you guys think when you walk into a room. Let's say you walk into a nightclub alone. You're going to start looking at people, thinking they're all looking at you because they don't give a fuck about you. You're going to be afraid to go ask a girl to dance because she might turn you down. You might get rejected. And then everybody's going to notice. They don't give a fuck about you. Well, how's the song go? I don't give a fuck about you. David Akandi. Why is it that women can feel male energy? I think you stated before, because nature gave them that extra sense to be able to find the males that are good to breed with. Mankind would have failed a long time ago if they didn't have that sense. Weak males, unfortunately, we didn't produce weak males back then like we do today. What happened to you guys is because of societal conditioning. Okay? You were not made to be like this. Every last one of you were made to be strong males. Not have this it problem. Oh, I'm only 5'5". Think of how many 5'5" guys in the past, although males were shorter back then. Or let's say 5'3" guys then. 5 foot guys. At the island where Giovanni comes from, there are people that are males that are 5'2". They have wives and kids. They're males. There's a dude, he was 5'3", but he had a 13-inch dick. But he's still fucking. He actually, I think, Jovina. The guy with the 13-inch dick on your island, didn't he have a lot of kids?
He had either 3 kids or 4 kids. I'm not.
Who's the guy that had like 20-something kids?
That was the uncle of my dad's.
An uncle of her dad's. How tall was he?
Shorter than my dad.
Your dad's what, 5'5"?
No, he was more than that.
5'6"? Okay.
Yeah, 5'6", 5'7".
And so,
Woke up, he used to be taller. But,
yeah. People from Ireland are not very tall, is my point. And they all have
he
wives.
had 20 kids. His wife
He had 20 kids.
He used to joke that every time he took his pants off, she was pregnant.
The wife joked every time she took his pants off, she got pregnant. 20 kids.
Well, there was no other entertainment.
I've been to her festival. These guys are not tall from her island. Every now and then you see like a tall Portuguese guy that's like 6'3" or 6, something like that. But most of the males are under 5 feet, 5'5". They all have wives. So you were not born to be these weak, feminized males. Gio, how can I spot a scammer, especially when she claims to be in the army and wants to use my PayPal debit card? By the fact she wants money? Gio, are you serious? That's a scammer. If they start asking for your PayPal stuff, those are scammers. Holy fuck. Are you fucking serious, Gio? And I bet you'll give her money even after you just learned that. A lot of guys are so desperate for any kind of attention, even internet attention from women. Or they beg for a phone call from them. Jovina, take the fucking headphone off so I can...
It is off. I'm on this side.
You were the one that told me about the Brazilian chick that was playing some American dude. Oh, it was in your office. Yeah. Was it in your office? The Brazilian chick that was using one of these Asian guys up here? Or was...
No, she wasn't Brazilian. She was Filipino.
She was Filipino. And she was playing one of the guys that came to your office or something.
Yeah, she started coming in with him too. She married him for his money, his family.
Yeah. Okay. What about the Brazilian chick? I think that was on a video you saw. There was some Brazilian chick that got an American dude to send her all types of money.
Oh,
she pimped his ass.
Video I saw.
Yeah, she was telling me about the video, and I was like, wow.
And they only met one time.
They only met one time.
He came back to the States.
He came back to the States.
And kept sending her money.
Kept sending her money.
He was supposed to go back to marry her and all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
The Nigerians were masters at that. Sorry to my Nigerian brothers. The Nigerians were masters at that. In fact, I just got one of their scams this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. I was gonna write the guy back, but I said no, I deleted at the last second. Just no contact. I wanted to laugh at him, but I didn't want to start sending me viruses. But these scammers, man, fuck. If they ask for money or your bank card or anything, they're scammers. Know that. They'll suck you in and say they have some sob story and bam, can you please help? I love you. I love you. They work on guys for a long time. Hey, but they have a bunch of them working. So they always have money coming in. Case Hall. Or hold off until my stuff is to get in the game. Staying ready. Can you tell if chicks are choosing you with dark shades on? You mean the chick has shades? I hope to God you're not wearing dark shades in a nightclub. But I pray. I pray you're not that stupid. But, damn, there's a lot of fucking messages. So they just blew up. I lost your message. Fuck it. Fuck, where is it? Brofist. Deleted, shit. There it is. Okay. There's a bunch of Brofist comments in there. If she wearing dark shades, women will go like this. They'll let you know. Okay? They'll tip their glasses down so that she can make eye contact. Because women know it's about eye contact. For some reason, guys, we're so stupid. I mean, we're so fucking stupid. We don't know. But women do. Mikey, rule 1, be yourself. A bunch of Brofist stuff that I deleted. Mikey, if you can't tell if a girl is choosing you, then she's not. Thank you, Mikey. Mike, what are you seeking? He's asking someone the question. Okay, Case Hall. Yeah, I remember that one ladies do the choosing. I tried to make MT number 1 rule. Purse first, ass last. That's old school. Someone was asking me, I didn't get the comment because it didn't show up. I think he made it from Google, but about I come from the pimp game. Yeah, I came from that, but I try not to teach that because remember, I'm talking to white males, Asian males. Okay, I teach the player level. That's what I was trying to say yesterday. I got on Pimps Network. I got into a little call girl thing for a little while. Ex-girlfriend of mine ratted on me. I saw an undercover cop follow me. Dumbass did his microphone thing off while he's right behind me. And I was driving the doctor's 5.0 with the top down. So, yeah, I saw everything. So I stopped. I didn't need the money. I just wanted to be able to say I did it. I was excited. It's cool. Until you get into the whole business of it. Nerds. Mikey, hello, nerds. But they need help, my dude. Casey, yeah, I tried to make my number 1 purse first, ass last. And Mikey says something about grammar, bro. Mikey, sounds like you are hunting, looking for sex. Not sure who he's talking to. You're making it hard. I'm guessing you're in your early 20s. Oh, there's another Mike there. Mike Fuego. Casey. And he deleted his message. Casey, dude, get a life. What are you here for? To bash on a P? Do something better with your time, you suicidal wimp. So is this Mikey guy bashing on me? I don't see anything because he deleted all his messages. Which is probably Brofist. Let's see, Mikey. Rule 1, get your mind right. Number 2, get your body diet right. 3, whatever you do, do it with enthusiasm. Marion Dowdy, what's up, player? Casey, okay, I'm feeling it, man. Casey, what's up, P? Marion, player, keep it up. Good job. Casey, Brofist, get out of your emotions. Don, why the fuck are we not talking about sex in the game? Shit. Somehow I'm just now going through these. Supreme, here's my problem. I'm not where I want to be in life. Okay, I've done that. Geo, the scammers. Geo, she keeps texting me for a week now. Ignore her. Or block her. Geo. Is it really that hard? I see her text. I put the phone down. I see her text. Let me show you how to do it. I see her text. I put the phone down. Okay, that's how you do it. Christian, I'm actually redoing your POF pimping program and taking notes on each chapter and plan to build a bomb-ass profile. I made a goal today by sleeping with 5 more women by the end of December. That's a good goal. Samir, player, how has Toastmasters helped your life? Wow. Toastmasters helped me conquer residual fears that I had. It gave me the confidence and the power to know that I can go anywhere. I can now go anywhere in any environment, open my mouth and orate. At my friend Craig's dad's funeral, I wasn't supposed to speak, but he asked me to speak. I got up and spoke off the cuff. They clapped. I can now know that I can actually go out there and I can do lectures on this. In fact, I just downloaded some information on how to, start getting into more public speaking. I just did that yesterday from Public Speakers Association, something like that. Anyway, so it has given me the confidence to be able to speak off the cuff when I do my shows. I used to do A1, A2, but I wanted to develop that ability to speak off of my feet. And when I do these kind of shows, I can actually organize it on my feet as well. I choose not to. I choose to make them conversational. Some guys don't like that. Too bad. Don Alfonso. Hey, Supreme, I'm fucking, but I'm finding it hard to build a team. I'm making sure they come because I can feel the contraction in the pussy, yeah. And also, they're saying it, correct? They should be saying it. I'm coming. Talk to them in bed. Okay? Have them talk to you. Let them know, let you know when they're coming. You can ask, you about to come, baby? All you do is ask, you about to come, baby? Scout, as far as building a team, you have to fuck more females. And they got to be coming, okay? Scout Chelsea, how was your experience in Toastmasters from the beginning to the end? From the beginning to the end, I came in winning. That's what was my experience. Toastmasters did have some racial issues going on inside because you're with. I'm a black male around, mostly Caucasian males. There was one fella. I told him, you can quit talking about blacks like that. He was the way he said the blacks. I tried to talk about that yesterday. He ran up to me to tell me that Martin Luther King had affairs. Some bullshit that he heard that's been going around that's actually proven not to be true because J. Edgar Hoover never released anything. He never released, J. Edgar Hoover hated that motherfucker. Sorry, that motherfucker J. Edgar Hoover hated that man. I came out backwards. So anyway, outside of that, I love Toastmasters. You deal with people. And people bring their own issues in everything they do. As far as it being a racist organization, it wasn't. It's actually very fair, very open-minded, very other race supportive. Except there are individuals that, have their own issues, like that fella. And the problem with him was he was an educator. He couldn't get a job in education. He had to work at a fucking prison educating. Did I say educating? Yeah, whatever. Did you introduce yourself on the first day? They made sure I stood up. How long did it take to start talking up front? I think I was there the second week. I had did my first speech and I won. If you look behind me, Jovina, come here. Do something for me. I need you to pan the camera upwards to show my winnings. Just tilt it up a little bit. Let me go see what I've... Okay. You see the big one in the front. Those are first place public speaking trophy or ribbons. The ones on the side are the higher division, first place. The plaques, I got a Toastmaster of the Year from my group. When I go, okay, you can tilt down now. When I go into something, I don't go in like a dude. You're good. You're good. Thank you. I don't do a dude thing. I try to go in and win. I go in like a winner, like an entrepreneur, like a man. So I win the Toastmasters winning. Okay. Let's see. Christian, he's redoing my POF. And it keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Something must be going on here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Christian, try to rebuild a bomb-ass profile. Geo, Okay, I deleted the number and her photos. Next time she texts, I'm ignoring the message. Thanks, Supreme. I can't believe you let that happen, Gio. Do you know how many guys get played? Okay, I'm glad you deleted it, but be aware of these type of women in the future, please. I don't see you get taken like that. Marion Dowdy, player. You ready for football? I don't watch TV. One of the guys I went to high school with, a friend of mine, ex-friend of mine, we're not really close anymore, but he played for the Broncos. And yeah, go Cowboys, cool. I don't watch the Gladiator stuff anymore. It's just like the whole Democrat Republican thing. You know, we all get all involved, and yeah, choose between lesser of two evils. Christian Depeche Supreme. I get choosing from older married women. Do you recommend that path? No, I don't. How do I approach them? I'm not going to tell you, and let them know I'm interested. The same way you do with any chick. Or how do I let someone know I'm interested if they are choosing? You walk over and start talking to them. You look them and smile back at them. This is not rocket science, Depeche. Seriously, what I talk about, if you had common sense, it would just be plain as day. I let them know you're interested. You walk over, you speak to them. There's no rocket science to that, Depeche. You guys shouldn't be paying me shit. It's just common sense. There's no mystery to it, no magic. Nitro, what's up? Hey, Supreme, ever thought of putting some stuff on iTunes? My original stuff was on iTunes. Yeah. Like maybe not the whole conference program, but maybe a shorter version. I'm not going to put my products on there, but I have had my shows on there. If fellas don't have credit cards or PayPal, that's their fault because they need to be men and get out there and do as men do and start making money. See, I don't do that one there, Nice Route. That's your issue that you're dealing with as a man. You're not making money. You're not out there doing what men do. We go out there and get a job. In fact, I don't feel bad if I actually double my prices. Okay? Because if a person really truly wanted, he would pay for it. He'd save up to get it if he had to. That's the man's fault. That's not my fault. Okay? That's the man who's not doing what a man's supposed to do, which is learn to support himself. I'm not trying to come down on anybody, but we've got to look at what it really is. What's really going on? Fellas don't have credit cards or PayPal. That's their fault. A lot of black fellas don't have credit cards. That's normally because they done fucked up their bank accounts because they don't know how to manage their money. That's their fault. You fuck up your PayPal. All the guys that say that I can't get PayPal anymore, that's because they done fucked it up. That's their fault. Clean it up. Pay back the money that you owe. You can also get a new account. You can go get a new bank account. You could get a PayPal account with a different email address. So many different ways. Samir Khan, player. I've never been to a nightclub or these kinds of places. Should I jump straight in there and practice the game? Basically, I'm new to the game and want to meet new women. Samir? Khan? You know, I'm working with a private client with the same last name, but his father, that's his father's name. His mom was Scottish. The opposite of the fellow used to be connected to me. Damn, I forgot his name. Shit, that sucks. Anyway, I recommend that you start going out to nightclubs just to see what they're about and learn to watch other players in the game for a while. Go out with some friends and don't get drunk, but have a couple of drinks and sit around and watch what's going on in the club. If you see a girl give you choosing signal, go over there and ask her to dance. Also, I recommend you go take a dance class on how to dance a nightclub or even a hip hop class. Hip hop class will teach you, as I teach, a routine, but those same moves that are used in routine are actually dance moves that you just take one of the moves and use it on the dance floor. Okay. There are guys that fucked up PayPal, Michael. Night Shroud. Unless it's a cuckold situation, even then you don't want to fuck with it. Let's see. Michael Nolan, what's up, lads? Depeche. Scout. How do you pimp a shy girl who isn't comfortable around black men? Well, first of all, Scout, is she choosing? Was she choosing you? When you say pimp, I don't think you're talking about, make her sell her ass. Chance of that is not going to happen. Most of the pimps, they're actually working with girls who are ex-strippers. Okay? It's a long process to get a girl to actually sell her ass, which you don't see that happening anymore. The girls that they work with are actually have the game in them. And they're looking for some direction. Depeche. Yo, Samir, you Indian, bro? Scout, she's white. Yeah, she's white. Michael Nolan, if a bitch gives you eye contact, she's interested in a story. Thank you, Michael. And clear English, too. I don't know what happened, but that's clear English. Depeche. Yeah, bro. But I only get eye contact with women who are taken. LOL. Are you sure it's eye contact? Remember, you had that problem before. Michael, how can you fuck up PayPal? Scout. There's something about attracting this female. There's something about you attracting this female. Go over and ask why they do and change yourself. It's how you present yourself. It will determine how they feel you. Depeche Supreme. You've spoken to many young guys. Where should a 26-year-old be in life right now? If you're 26, you should at least have a girlfriend. Okay? I can't imagine not having a regular source of pussy at 26. I can't even fucking imagine that. I can't grasp. I don't know how you guys do it. Well, I do know. Internet porn. We didn't have internet porn in my days. You had to go to a creepy place and pick up a video or a magazine. I didn't do that. I was married. Thank God for that. At least I got a regular source. But you should be through with your college by now and on your path in life. Female's only one part of it. If you ain't got that part fixed, notice how the other part's all fucked up? Michael, that blue Maxium book you had, what's the name of it? The blue what? I don't know what you're talking about, man. What's the difference between eye contact and a glance, Supreme? Because for me, they give slight smile when they look at me. The slight smile is the giveaway, okay? That shows interest. Most us guys want hot one as our girl. Well, yeah, and most of you guys don't deserve a hot one as your girl. What do you got to say about that? The book on magnetism. Huh? What is magnetism? Magnetism. Magnetism. Is that what you mean? Magnetism? By Theron Dumont. Theron Dumont. Look it up. You probably find it on the internet as a PDF. Theron Dumont. Thureon. Last name is Dumont. Abe Murray. That means we need to step up this game so you can get a hot girl. Exactly. but are guys here willing to step up their game? Are they willing to invest in themselves? Most of the guys here are willing to buy themselves a new many of the guys here will not buy themselves a new shirt, a new pair of shoes. That's what sucks. They want to show up in some raggedy tennis shoes and some dirty jeans and a t-shirt and expect the hottest chick. A. Murray, that means we need to step up our game. He also says study player supreme. Michael Nolan says, what results did you get from the Book of Women? The Book of Women? Did you notice more eye contact? What Book of Women? I'm really confused. It's nighttime over there. You must have been drinking. But what Book of Women are you talking about? Michael Nolan. She comes to the States. What did I say that was again? Thermont Dumont's The Magnetism book. I got nothing out of it. Nothing that I used. Let me see. I was already doing the exercise. Had already done the exercise he was teaching in there. It was nothing new to me. It was on how to expand your energy. And that's pretty much it. Brofist Alpha, nigger. So that's why we can't debate, motherfucker. Well, actually, I don't debate. Why bother? See, a debate is two people arguing their points of view. By the way, I did debate class in college. Year 9/11. Got an A. Also, earlier, because I kept going to school, I was on the debate team. I know how to debate. He wouldn't even know what Lincoln-style debate is. But he can look it up. See, people mistake arguing for debate. And with someone who's untrained in debate, it's a waste of time. It's just arguing. Michael, that's mad. I thought it draws things to you. Magnetism does draw things to you. What I said was I already had learned those lessons in that book. Didn't do anything for me. I already know this. Okay? Gio, no, she wanted to put money into my debit so I could withdraw the money so she could send her the money. That's another scam they use. But I never sent her money. I was playing around with the scammer. That's another thing they want to do. I'm going to send you this check. I want you to put it into your account. Was she black? Was she Nigerian, Gio? Because that's what was one of the Nigerian schemes. Have you ever met her? That's my second question. What's sad is when a man is so desperate for female contact that they'll fall into the scams that's out there. That's sad. And it's sad that there are males who will take advantage of this. They will either pretend to be females or they'll have a female cohort. And they showed the banks, they have call centers practically in Nigeria. Well, they don't have actual offices. They're out there, in their little homes, calling guys like that. Michael, I got that Nigerian scam a few years ago. What happened? Are your books on Amazon Player? No, they're not. Go to my store. Again, click the link that's below this video. Let's see, Michael. I nearly. Oh, he wants to say bought into it. I'm glad they didn't get you, bro. Focus, nigger. I'm not gonna vocalize the troll shit anymore. She was Italian/American. Hit me up in a dating app. Are you sure? Have you ever met her? This dude is having to create a new account. That sucks. Have to go through all that over and over, just have the account banned. That's a troll mentality, though. The mentality of trolls, the one that was on my old channel, he actually had contacted me this morning on Facebook. And he actually thought that his buying Fivers is what brought my channel down. I'm glad I saved the email from YouTube saying it was because, listen, it's because of copywritten material is why I lost my old channel. I thought I cleaned all this shit out, but there was a ton of it still in there, I guess. I already had 3 dings. That was my 4th one. You can have a channel that gets nothing but negative. They're not gonna do anything. They don't do anything about that. It's when you start using copywritten material that they don't want to get sued. They don't want to get sued. So I totally understand. Gio, I never met her. Yeah. Yep. Like, wow. She's going to be pissed that she lost one of her suckers, Gio. What is that? Spider. Was it Black Widow? I hate Black Widows. Scout. Affirmations are valid. It's very interesting to see now people, ISW, I think you want to say how people are. Michael, I even had, or it's made when last few time women gave me slight smile, the cute ones, I kind of got awkward around them. Michael is one of the guys that overthinks in his head too much. He gets to thinking when he gets around girls, wonder if they're looking at his old little tiny acne scar that he has. But even through all that, he still gets laid every now and then. Scout Chessie, use words. Sorry, not knowing they are programming themselves. So affirmations are valid, he says. It's very interesting how people use words not knowing they are programming themselves. Correct. Very correct. In advertising, they teach you that it takes 7 times for a person to see a message to react to it. That's word saturation. You got to hear the words or see the images before you really start to react. The average person out there. And I'm getting tired, fellas. Went to bed about 1 o'clock last night. I downloaded the entire series of that show that I'm watching. But I started talking about Defiance. And as I said, it's interesting how they're trying to do a subliminal message, and they're against black people and against Arabs. If you're watching the show, I guess it's over now. You remember the Olmecs? Interesting, they call them Olmecs also, or close to that. Sound like they're saying Olmecs. You know, as we know, the Olmecs are those reference to the gigantic heads in Central America, African heads. Funny how they like to tie shit in and fuck with us. Or fuck with the dominant society. That's the main people they're actually fucking with. Because they're 64% of the population. If you're Caucasian, it's your mind they're really trying to program first. Because they want you to believe that Africans never came here. That there wasn't a Mali prince that actually had sailed across the ocean before Columbus and before the Vikings and all that. They want you to be able to support the white supremacist agenda, because if you guys stop supporting it, they lose their power. And we all become equal. Now, I listened to a guy named the Veganator. He's against swirling, which is interracial dating. And I actually listened to several of his videos. You know, I agreed with his points. And it's his right. You know, he made the point that I don't know anything about black kids' hair. I want to have my kids look like me. And that's why I go to the racist sites to see what they're, you know, I get it. I don't have a problem with that. Stop killing us. That's all I'm saying. Stop killing us. Just because you hate, so you got programmed to hate us. That's my message. Now, my message isn't anti-white. It's anti-stop killing black people by the racist. So I listened to his points. There's some girl, some black girl that's a swirl person. I guess they did some kind of hangout. She invited him on there. And this guy, he had dated black chicks before. And he didn't like them. You know, he talked about some rich black chick who was entitled, and he really said he was from a poor neighborhood, but that was not true. He actually lived in a poor neighborhood. He came out later and said, but he's been around poor before, and he made some very good, valid points. He said, you know, blacks have their point of view, and you know, I have my point of view as a white man. I get it. So to that brofist, you know, I get it, man. Shit. You have your point of view and we have our point of view. Now, he didn't address, you know, issues like, you know, why are so many blacks being shot by police? Like in his own state, the brother was laying on the ground with his arms up and the cops shot him anyway. Although he'd lived through it. And the guy said he was trying to hit the other guy. These are trained sharpshooters. How many guys actually believe that one? If you're white, how many guys actually really believe that? And they came up with that almost the same day. Come on. How many guys actually really believe that? So that would have been sad if they actually killed him, though. He had his arms up. The FBI proved that the racists had infiltrated our police force in 2006. The FBI already proved it. So if they've infiltrated, what do you think they're going to do? Just sit there and just hate blacks? Nigga, I hate you. Or do you think they're going to do something about it, like when they can get away with it? Like the guy that shot the brother in the back? He was running away. He shot him in the back. And he tried to plant a gun. Thank God this Latin fellow filmed it. Saw the whole thing, filmed it. He thought he got away with it. He shot him in the back. Or when a bunch of them gang up on a black dude and beat the shit out of him after he had put his hands up. Now they're starting to do it to white people too. So white folks formed Cop Block. They're not shooting them as much. You know, black man's 5 times more likely to get unarmed. Black man's 5 times more likely to get shot and killed. But hey, Remember, there's racists on there. They're not going to just sit there and just say, hey, I hate you, nigger. They're going to act out that shit. Right? Makes sense. So his points, I get it. He's seeing things from a white man's point of view. They don't know the truth, what's going on. They don't want to know. If you're white, you don't want to know. You want to stay in your cocoon, your little world. Have, your 2.5 white babies and call it a day. You don't care about us getting shot. Hell, I'd probably be the same way. Brofist says, you want white people to take care of your problems. No, we don't. We want you to stop killing us and start creating problems for us. That's all we want white folks to do. Leave us alone. Blacks don't want you taking care of us. We don't want you in our business. You get it? We don't want you trying to take care of our problems. Just stop killing us. Stop trying to hold us back. That's all. Well, the first thing, stop killing us. Have the armed dogs call the cops, stop killing us. Get rid of the racists off the police force. They got to go. Eventually it's going to happen. Either sooner or later. It's going to happen. Because as they start to beat up on white folks, because when white folks get pissed, then they start to do something about it. Now your race is getting pissed. It started with cop block, and then we got these white guys that a black guy can't do, go over there and film them deliberately and argue with them, yell at them, cuss them out. We can't do that. We get shot. But you guys can and get away with it, as you guys know. So that started to happen. Eventually, your race is going to bring them down. Rick Abbott, why would you recommend for someone wanting to get really good at the spiritual aspect of yoga, since you don't about doing meditation and yoga to make your sexual energy, you don't about? I guess you didn't know that in high school, I thought I grew up to be a yoga teacher. Yeah, me, a black dude. I was doing my headstands every morning. Where you stand on your head, arms bent. I had some super flexibility. And I did meditation. I actually started in 9th grade with self-hypnosis. Then I learned the relaxation response. If you're in yoga and meditation, you know what I'm talking about. But to make your sexual energy super high. I don't know what that word is, or what you were trying to say here. Let me just move on. Michael Nolan. Oh, yeah. I forgot. You said anime is the worst for the subliminal. More the Simpsons is an American cartoon, but there's subliminals in there too. But anime is the feminizing. Most of the Simpsons and the spinoffs are just about, it's like American dudism. Dudes, they drink beers, they have wives and kids, they go to work, the jobs they hate. That's American. Anime is all about the feminization. It's feminizing because the Japanese males have been feminized. You talk about, oh, okay. He's trying to say I talk about. You don't talk about meditation and yoga. No, I don't. Is there a problem with that? I'm not sitting in the Kundalini position while I'm fucking to do some weird bug-eyed staring into each other's eyes to raise our Kundalini up. If I got my dick in a female, I'm not sitting there like that. I'm going to knock that pussy out and give her orgasms. Sorry if I'm not that highly spiritual there, Rick. But you do what you do, and let me know about that. If you've ever been able to sit in that position and raise her Kundalini up, let us know. I don't like hippie chicks. I don't like white hippie chicks. They stink. They're dirty. Their hair is dirty. They put weird shit in their hair. So I'm not going to even stick my dick in one. Shit rot off. Eat through the goddamn condom. Geo. She never sent me pics on my phone, only my email. I knew it was a scammer because she used a very attractive. Yeah, yes, definitely. Okay, Brofist blocked. Robert Abbott. I would say my sexual energy is okay, but like it to be super high. I know things like proper sleep, yeah, and vitamins. Working out, etc., is not enough, but it's enough to raise it up, especially working out. By the way, what builds muscle? What's one of the precursors to build muscle? Testosterone. What is a sexual hormone? Testosterone. You want more testosterone? Hit the gym. Simple. I don't need to sit in yoga position and think about it. No offense to my Indian brothers, but do we see them fucking? Are they known as the greatest fuckers on the planet? Sorry to Debesh and the fellas, but hey. Let's see. The Black Lives Matter is coming to the UK now. Yeah, white folks are carrying Black Lives Matter, by the way, fellas. It's not just black people. I don't know if anybody knows that. I have a photo of white folks standing holding the sign. White people are starting to wake up. White people are actually waking up. You may not be awakened one on this channel, but others of your brethren are waking up and seeing what's going on. And they want to say, stop killing these blacks. Stop killing these blacks. Stop putting them at a young age in prison for stupid shit. This kid, he's in jail for 35 years for, get this, credit card fraud. He was 17, his first offense. You guys do know about the prison industrial complex, correct? Rich white businessmen are invested in these jails. These prisons, rather words. You guys know about that? If not, find out. If you're white, find out. See what your rich brethren are doing. Why blacks get the book thrown in for any little infraction. Notice how you're not aware of this, but when a white guy gets guilty of a crime, they're the most arrested people who get arrested for things, but they don't go to prison. Only 35% of the prison population. They get out. They get other chances. Black, bam, because it's free fucking labor. Plus, it's a business. It's a big business to arrest these blacks and Mexicans. You guys didn't know that. And I get it. You're white. You're in your white world. You don't care. As long as I'm making my money like that Veginator guy, he's making money. He's out there living his life, doing his thing. More power to him. Hey, more power to you. Can't knock your hustle. Player, I'm trying to bulk. At the moment, I'm training each muscle group twice a week. My training days are 6 days a week. How intense should my exercises be? Okay. Your exercise should be, if you're really trying to do it, you should be training to failure. It's called high intensity. Now, your race has a history of not eating beef, so muscle building may be a little bit harder for you. You definitely need to break that muscle down to get it to grow, and then feed it what it needs. So, chicken. I believe you guys eat chicken. You're going to have to eat lots of chicken until you start growing feathers, man. Scout. Get a better girl, and you'll see how good life is. I'm not sure who he's talking to. Christopher Williams. What's up? He goes, what's up, player? Been watching your videos for a while now, and unlike those that have not listened to you, I've been applying your skills to my life. Thank you. Somebody actually is listening and applying. And I've been growing in the game tremendously. Rick, I meant your sex drive high enough. For example, I eat very healthy. Mostly lift weights, sleep good, meditate, etc. But I would like to be able to have sex super long sessions. That's a lack of control over your dick that you're going to have to learn to get. for hours. Yeah. If you're busting nuts too fast, that means your mind ain't trained. Get my product, How to Make a Woman Come. I teach you how to make your dick last longer in there. Got some exercises for you. Depeche, Yo Supreme. Is the game the same for all women? No. Just like for dudes, it's not the same. But women do have an advantage. But remember, they're ugly women. They're fat women. It's not the same for all women. They're ugly guys. They're fat guys, skinny guys. Michael, ENFP. Okay, we're not going to go there, Michael. I can't talk about that right now. I apologize. I just can't talk about ENFPs. We're hippies like with Mother Nature. Hippies can be of all types. They don't have to be an ENFP. I don't know where you got that from. Someone lied to you, I guess. Ellie. Pilskin. Eli. Question. Recently, a female moved into my student house. Oh, here we go. Both of us are definitely attracted to each other. However, I do not wish to shit where I eat. Good. My question is, how should I go about this? Well, you can't. If you don't want to shit where you eat. You can't. Right? You asked me the question. I'm answering logically. You can't. Based on what you said. And it's a good choice. Because you fuck it up, the entire house will hear about you. She'll be talking about you, whispering to all the other girls in the room. Imagine that. What if she said, hey, he has this. Imagine that getting around. Just because she's pissed off. You said something to her. Sorry to look on the negative side of things, but as a mature male, I got to point you in that direction to warn you about that kind of shit. Rick, I bought your sex before, which helped, but it was limited on the topic of yoga and energy, mostly with sexual techniques. Yeah. And there's a reason for that, because that shit works if you actually use them. I don't know why you think yoga is going to necessarily increase it. We all are born with a certain level of energy that flows through us. And the best way is to actually clear your energy out. Since you're in a yoga, you know about your chakras, you maybe need some chakra clearing. If you're still stuck at level 2, which is your sexual chakra, you need to fix that shit. Then you might be able to go. But if you're having trouble lasting for long periods of time, that has nothing to do with what you're talking about. Oh. Let's see. Eli, I plan to move out soon around November. Oh, okay. But you said, I plan to. It hasn't happened yet. How about after you move out, then go back and check her out? Supreme, we are man, highest population. We are man, highest population, LOL. Actually, they are, you guys are fucking, yes. We fuck a lot. Yes, you do. You have a lot of kids. Are your women busting a lot of nuts? That's my question, Depeche. Are the sex with Indian males so good that they run to you at night and beg you? Now, I've known some Indian dudes, before you answer that. I know how dominant the Indian women can be and submissive Indian males get after marriage. They put them kids out, it ends. That's why a lot of Indian males will go outside the marriage when they get here to the States. Have done that. Supreme, any ideas on how to move out? Scout Chelsea, I don't understand the question. You mean move out of your house? Go get a job, save us some money, go look for an apartment, put the down payment down at the first month or whatever they're asking for? Before you do that, save up to get a mattress so you at least have a mat. That's what I did. I had a mattress on the floor. And I got some furniture from, the ex-wife, a little bit of furniture that, I had actually paid for over the years, and I moved out. Didn't have any living room furniture. I had a TV. Everything was in the bedroom. Walked in, there was nothing there. You smell rat droppings when you walked in, practically. It was so empty. Christian, I went out this last Friday for the first time by myself. It was one of my biggest fears before I realized it was nothing. It felt so natural to go out alone. Look what happened to Christian. He did it. Your fears are fake, fellas. Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's an acronym for fear. False evidence appearing real. What is your fear of going out? What have you guys imagined? That you're going to go out there and everybody's going to beat you up? They're going to look at your height and laugh at you? What do you imagine? Believe it, though, it is false evidence that appears real to you. Blacks are getting mistreated in UK, they're saying. I'm sure some English people would agree here. The Black Lives Matter. Let's find out. Any English people here? Do you guys think that Black lives do matter? Now, in order to combat this, the racist, by the way, American media is racist, by the way, in case you didn't notice that. If you're white, you didn't know that, especially Fox News. But in order to combat it, they came out with White Lives Matter, but white lives aren't at stake. They came out with Blue Lives Matter. Cops are the least likely people to be killed on the job. The number one is garbage men. Cops are way down there. They manipulate the white population so badly. It's just pathetic. That's why I like that they're waking up. Because white folks, when you start getting the eggheads involved, they start studying shit. They see what's really going on. Eli, I appreciate your feedback. You have my thanks. You're very welcome, Eli. No, all life matter, Brofist says. I think he's calling himself the gamer now. The message of Black Lives Matter it was started by these lesbian women. But the message, I don't know why someone white just can't get it. But what's the message of Black Lives Matter? Stop killing unarmed blacks. That's it. One message. Stop killing so many unarmed blacks. Jovina. The message is to stop killing unarmed blacks. Do you understand that message?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
She gets it. She's Portuguese. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe Northern Europeans can't understand the simple concept of stop killing so many unarmed blacks. I don't know.
Concentrating on the title.
Well, that's the trick that the white supremacists got them to do. The title.
But it doesn't
Black Lives Matter.
It doesn't mean what the title is.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Not what they think.
Yeah, the Fox News got them thinking it's some kind of terrorist organization. And they've done some, weird stuff like block traffic for 10 minutes. That's all they could do because they didn't know. The whites don't realize that there are cops standing right there when they do that. There are cop cars right there in the videos. So they do it for 10 minutes. They clear out. So they got held up for 10 minutes, and the price of a black guy's life. See, all they see is handing them, saying they held up traffic for 10 minutes. That's terrorism. I say terrorism is the white male that goes into a school and shoots up these little kids. Terrorism is when this fool went into a church, shot up those black people in the church. They don't call these white assassins terrorists.
Movie theater too.
The guy, yeah, the Joker. Hey, I'm the Joker. I'm going to kill everybody here. And he killed everybody. That's terrorism. Let's see, where was I? Tracy. Supreme, I haven't texted that girl or anything, but it's been a week and a half since I last texted. I'm going to wait for the phone to stop for Jovian to pick it up. To say it, or peek. Oh, never mind. I have trouble with simps, Tracy. Simps will obsess on one chick and they'll whine because she hadn't texted me in 2 days or a week and a half. What do I do? That's a simp, Tracy. That's simp behavior. That's why simps don't get none. Bad boys don't give a fuck. Guys with an edge, in other words, don't give a fuck. They're out there talking to other girls. They don't forgotten about her. You haven't forgotten about this girl. She's all up in your mind. She owns real estate inside your head. That's why you talk about her every time chance you get. She got you, man. She owns you. And it's sad, Tracy. I certainly don't care if she hadn't texted you. It's not because I have no contact. I'm a player. I knew long ago that this shit was going to happen like this. Like I told you. So I've forgotten about it. How about you do the same thing? I don't give a fuck about that bitch. That's how your attitude should be. So try not to dwell on her, Tracy. Let me give you some positive feedback. Still so much negativity. Try not to dwell on her. She's not worth your time. If she can't text you a fucking message in a fucking week. Now, I would like to see you go try to talk to other women and just forget about her. Depeche says LOL. The gamer is, we know who that is. That's Brofist. Even blacks say all lives matter. My ex was half Hispanic. How can I be a racist? There are racist guys that date black women. And they get off on it. You know what kind of fantasies they have in their head while they're fucking their women? But I'm not calling you a racist. I'm calling you stupid. Look how he blocks me. Tracy, because our first date went well and now she's testing me. Oh, God. Tracy, I don't think she's, honestly, I really don't think she's testing you. Why don't you ask Corey? Yeah. Why don't you go bug Corey with this shit? But I would never, ever chase a girl. If she's not into me, then she hasn't figured me out. Okay. Okay. This one's not into you. If she was into you, she would text you. She would want to be with you. She would have tried to get with you long ago. This is a situation where being biracial has not benefited you. Black Lives Matter in the UK is fucking stupid. There's still racism, but more towards the Arabs. Yeah, I don't think cops don't carry fucking guns over there. They're not shooting unarmed blacks like there are here in the States. Which sucks. It makes it suck Just being black, having to put up with that shit. That's why I step into white fellas' shoes. I would like for white fellas to be able to step into our shoes. There's no gun crime over here. Very low gun crime over there, you mean? Yeah, no. The criminals have guns. Some of them. Very few. Let's see. I hope you didn't say I don't trust Black Lives Matter. Christian Gonzalez, LOL. Didn't get laid that night, but with more practice, right steps, I'll get there. You will. Nobody in UK should be saying jack shit about Black Lives Matter in the States because you're not here. I don't care if you have black or what, Tracy. Tracy says, Jovina, give me some water. Jovina, water. Says, see, I don't trust the Black Lives Matter. You don't have to. You're not in the States. I agree with the message, but I can't support it because I can see the media programming us to go into civil war. That's what the racist white folks are putting out. Okay? You fell for that thing. Don't fall for that shit. If you can understand the message, then you should have seen past the rest of it. You gotta learn to see past the bullshit, Tracy. Let's see, Michael. Oh, wait. Let's take care of this first. No, I'm not gonna block him. Michael Supreme, if you check out the BMP in England, they're most racist group. No, I got enough problem with the racists here in the States, but eventually I'll probably look at something that coming out there. I look at a lot of stuff. I try to understand, and I get it. I know what's causing is the fear of racial annihilation, according to Dr. Chris Welsing. It's white people's fear of racial annihilation. And now that, unfortunately, to put out, but you can do your own research and prove me wrong, the race seems to be dying out. Negative birth rate is not going to catch up. White folks, you're not having as many kids to the point where it's in a negative thing now. And that could be causing subconscious fear. But I do know that the people who are behind the racist don't give a fuck. All they're doing is using the racist as a tool, as a pit bull to keep us at each other's fucking throat. I looked at some of the original KKK people. They were small men, little men, not just in height, but losers that learned to speak. Like Hitler was a loser, so the Thule Society taught him how to speak and orate, and they taught him the tricks. You notice how he always had light behind him when he spoke? Tricks like that. But these people that in this country, pushed the KKK, one was a failed dentist. Little twerp of a man. Little twerps like to have power. So he learned to push the message. Hate niggers. Excuse me to use the word to my black fellas and everyone else. That's an easy message. It was an easy message to push. Still an easy message to push for white folks. Hate blacks. There's so many with some issues because of the media programming that it's easy to push that message into the brain and pimp them out. I look at the leaders now. They're little twerps. The grunt people are those piggy-eyed people. The white folks with little piggy eyes. Stupid, basically. Easily program and manipulate. Christian, what's your nightclub program about? My nightclub pimping program about what to do in a nightclub. Start to finish. From the moment you get out your car. I talk about it all. And here's a little bit about that. When you get out your car, you're on point. Because girls will notice you get out of the car. They'll see you in the club. You never thought about it, did you? Most of you guys get out of the car, walk like goobers up there. And when you stand in line, you're still on point. Start talking to girls around you. That way you have established some pre-rapport with the girl. You've already established connection. It'll be easier to go ask to dance. Hey, I told you I'll say, hey, let's go dance. It's that easy, fellas. It's that fucking easy. It's not rocket science. I don't need to do some theory graph shit to tell you that. When you get out your car, if you see girls around, nod at them, smile at them. Try to engage in conversation. When you're in line, try to engage them in conversation. You don't need no rocket science for that shit. Most of what I teach is just plain fucking real life. Common sense. Okay, well, looks like Brofist has to go because I tried to give you a chance. When you resort to calling me a nigger, I got to block you then, okay? The other viewers don't need to see your trash just because you have an issue with me. So that's where you fuck up. That's where you become childish and selfish. Christopher Williams retracted his message. Dime Stars asking what part of UK are you from to Tracy. Christopher Williams, fellas, it's easy. Just focus on yourself and loving the game and respecting the rules of the game and what Player Supreme is saying. Then you will get to the level where he wants you to be at. Hopefully they want to be at that level. Most people here, I do know that all you really want is a girlfriend, but I'm just asking you to just date a little before you settle down and get all punked out. Get some power. Grow your nuts before you settle down with one chick. Christopher says, I'm still working on one of my chicks to get a t-shirt made, property of Swan Christopher. There you go. And Samir Khan Supreme, what do you think about protein pre-workout? Take your protein right after the workout, within 45 minutes. You want to look for your branched-chain amino acids if you're trying to bulk, okay? I see a lot of guys come in using that word, I want to bulk up. They don't really understand what bulking is about because you gain fat with the bulk. You want to get larger muscles. You want to grow larger muscles. Trace lives in Bristol. Cool. The police are mistreating blacks in the UK, Tracy. I saw some evidence of that. They're using any reason to collect their DNA. If they even looked at a crime, well, let me get your DNA. Because the belief is that eventually that person is going to be involved in a crime. Tracy, what I like is these brothers who empower us blacks and teach us the programming that's used to dumb down our race. I don't like rap as much as I used to because it's ridiculous on how bad of an impact it has on our race. Yes, it is. Michael, no offense to English on here. I know how the blacks felt as us Irish were treated like peasants. Panani, I am Swiss Irish. I am pink like the panther. The pink people. Ram S. Hey, Supreme. I've been doing the bicep workout to failure you gave me 3 weeks ago, and my arms are getting thicker. Should I continue it? Hell yeah. Why would you stop? Hell yeah. You're getting bigger arms? Don't stop. Well, why'd you ask me that question? Eli, Tracy, there are decent rappers who use their gift of words to bring black people up. Really? Count them on one hand. Wretch 32, most recent Fire in the Booth, centers around that elevating black youths. Rap used to be good. It was used for humor, stuff like that. KKK, the trannies that wear wedding dresses. Tracy Supreme, what's your thoughts on mixed race people? Because I don't really like the ones over there in UK, even though I'm black. My dad was. My thoughts on them, on you guys. Here in the United States, you guys have a lot of power in the black community. Just being mixed gets you instant dates with chicks. Just being light-skinned. And I don't like that. That part about it I don't like. Okay? Because that's just basically white supremacy. The closer you are to European, the better you are. And I don't like that within the black community. It's unfortunate that our race is like that. It's very unfortunate. And I know that for you, it presents a lot of problems, a lot of issues, a lot of things that go on that, you know. And my father actually never had those issues. My mom did say that one time he didn't like to be called a black man when he was younger. But my father didn't have the issues that I see that many of the biracials will have these days. I guess he learned to adjust himself. See, rap is just now Grand Theft Auto rhymes. Panini says, rap is owned by white folks. All the rap companies are controlled by white folks. They dictate what they will distribute. If it doesn't fit their criteria, which is basically destruction of the black community type messages, they're not going to put it out there. It's very hard for the good rappers to get something out there. There are a few good rappers. They do try, but they don't get the support. They don't get the distribution. It's almost got to be like underground rap. But all these rappers that we hear about, we see, they make videos and shit, they're corporate. Snoop Dogg on down. Dr. Dre, he sold his company. Christopher Williams, the message remove characters was too long. But my question was that in the job, I work in tons of traveling. I'm a flight attendant. I see pilots hooking up with female flight attendants. Okay. That's their, I guess, stupidity, because more often than likely they're married and shit's going to sour the family. The wife finds out. It's going to get sour flying in the air with a chick that's pissed off when she's been dumped by the dude. Hunting in the where you eat, where you make your money, that's not a bright thing to do. A lot of people do it. I try to teach you to have some intelligence, use some common sense. LL Cool J, Ice-T, they're owned now. Yep. They're part of that whole trend that started, that brought us down, by the way. And Ice-T went off to make movies. So did LL Cool J. They quit. They went off to make more money. What do you think of YouTuber Takedown Man? I have no idea who he is. Is he a good man or a fraud? I have no idea who he is, nor do I want to know. I just stay in my own little corner. LL Cool J was a sports star, I think, and Ice-T was also called, he actually never pimped. Okay? Just so you know, Ice-T never pimped. He actually stated that in his music. No, actually in an interview. And he simps to that wife of his, by the way. He started simping the first time he saw her. Michael B. You mean the big label artists? Yeah. There are many indie artists and quality stuff doing their own thing, yeah. But can they get distribution? White folks can control not just the big record labels, but they control the distribution. Christopher Williams, yes, sir. I would rather hook up with the passengers in the airport or on my plane. There you go. I can at least know that it'll be better and much safer. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Christopher. Frank, Ice-T never pimped or banged. None of those guys did. Thank you. Cameron Diaz went to school. You guys know Cameron Diaz? She went to school with Snoop Dogg. In case you guys didn't know that. What about Wu-Tang? I don't know anything about their past. See, this is the pure rap that I like the music. I like dancing to the music when I start dancing the rap. But I don't like the words. Coco has a chain in a cover. Explain. Coco, he has on a chain in a cover. What does a chain have to do with him being a pimp? It has nothing to do with him being a pimp. Tupac went to Juilliard. So Snoop Dogg is a fraud? Snoop never banged. Never been a gangbanger. Okay? These guys who are rappers are poets. You guys got fooled by these poetry geeks. Just because they were black. And they come from maybe come from a depressed environment. You do remember the white guy, what was his name? Jovina. Wasn't that white guy a long time ago that was said he was in a gang, he was a rapper? Yeah, you remember? I like a song. I was dancing to a song when it comes. No, long time ago. Going back to early rap. He actually ended up being in the Glee Club. What the fuck is his name? Do.
Oh,
Ice-T. No, Ice.
No,
He had a song called Ice Ice Baby.
yeah.
Yeah. See, we can't remember this fool's name. Yeah, we were just talking about it the other day. Yeah, Ice Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice, thank you, Vanilla Ice. He tried to say he was in a gang and he got busted. And he was actually in the Glee Club. The Glee Club is like rich white guys that do cheerleading. I think Snoop and others were certainly in the streets banging. I hope you didn't think that, Michael B. V Ice. I hate him with passion. I don't know who V Ice is, nor do I care, nor do I even want to talk about rap music. And on that note, it's getting late. One more question on the game, and then we'll call it a day, fellas. I'm not the answer all to this subject. Dr. Dre produced dance music. Okay, that's nice. Snoop never pointed a gun at anyone. Thugs don't sit around writing music. Come on, guys. Thank you for that wake-up call. Is this a player channel or is it, Brofist, an African channel? Well, I haven't talked about Africa one time. Actually, I have not mentioned Africa one time, to my knowledge. So, hey, Brofist, I'm actually getting ready to leave. So you just wasted your time creating a new channel to come in here on. Fake room, second date, invite straight to my place or go somewhere first. Depends on how open she is. Depends on whether or not you built the right rapport. If you haven't, then you might need to go somewhere, get a drink to loosen her up. Then, hey, let's go back to my place. Panini, my favorite band, The Prodigy, UK Dance. What's wrong with Bro? I don't know. I banned him because I just couldn't take it anymore. And Brofist, I really tried, man. I really tried. Okay. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm not as old as you feel, but I am tired though, so it's time for me to roll out, fellas. We're gonna go to the it closed at 3. Doesn't the auction close at 3? Fuck, I missed it. Talking to you guys. That's part of our vacation thing. Okay, later.